Hello everyone. In this video we're gonna revise the first method of drawing line, and we're gonna explain more details while working with the drawings when you made a mistake, a different type of mistakes, how to continue, and then we will go for other methods. Now we have a shape here, an H, a letter of H, and it's all coordinated. It's written all units are in millimeter, so we're gonna start with changing the units to millimeter, and I gave limit here in order to prepare the screen. We said that this limit, it is optional. If you don't want to do limit, it's totally fine. The idea of limit is it's only to see what you're drawing in the screen. If you don't do limit, or if you don't zoom the screen to the right place, you'll not be able to see what you're drawing, especially when you have coordinates. Why? Because we have coordinate 0, 0. So on the screen we have to zoom close to the origin. Why? Because 0, 0 is the origin, will be at this point. Now I'm gonna start with unit first. So when you open AutoCAD, start a drawing, we'll go for UN, and then we'll make sure that unit is millimeter. Now precision here, I don't have any precisions, like all of them are integers, so it's okay, any number, anything, you can leave it here. Then for angle, I'll make it 2D. We don't have angle here still, but I'm just setting it. The rest of the other things are okay. Press OK. Now the units are set. Since we said that the screen is big, I don't know, when I draw this one I might not see it. Now let me just test this one. Now I can start with line, so I can click on line. Line is activated. I can start with one of the points. Let's start with 0, 0 with the origin, so I can type 0, 0. We said the first point does not need hashtag, and since I see, when I'm typing, I see it on the screen, in the drawing area I see the inputs, so I know that the second point, when I want to input it, I need hashtag. Why? Because they are absolute coordinate, so we need hashtag. So hit enter. It's gonna click on the origin. You see, now it's simply just go to origin. Now I'm gonna use hashtag. We're gonna go for, let's say that this one, 0.75. so hashtag is there, 0.75. hit enter. Look, I cannot see anything. Why? It is drawn. I can draw this shape blindly. I can draw this shape, but I will not see anything on the screen. Why? Because the screen hasn't been set. It's too big to see this small drawing. So I can delete this one. Let's gonna show you different methods how to set this one. Now let's say you draw this one, you cannot see anything, yes, and you're sure that you draw something, so press escape. Now there is a line there, Look, why this has happened? Because I didn't use limit. Yes, it's okay, we still have a way to solve it. If you remember, I told you that you can draw one line, then you can zoom, and the zoom we have at what, we can go for zoom extend. I can just click on zoom extend. It's gonna bring the line that we draw into the screen. We drew a line, and so what we have to do, we have to use the wheel, the wheel on your mouse, the wheel to zoom out, and press the wheel to be pan and to adjust the screen. Now for me, if this is the height of the edge, it's okay. Like this, I can zoom in, zoom out, at least to manage it to be seen on the screen. Now I can continue the other lines, so I can click on the line. Now I have to start at this point. Yes, at this point it's 0.75, so I can start. There is another way, but let's say 0. We're gonna start with the coordinate 0, 75. Look, again, this is a starting point. When I say starting point, we start line with that point. Yes, look, I activate line, press escape, I activate line. Now this will be my first point, so I don't need hashtag. I also just write 0, 75, hit enter. It will go and click at that point and continue. The rest will go hashtag 15, 75, and I can continue the rest of them. But let's say that I'm just gonna delete those two. We're gonna use limit. You're gonna use limit to see that, let's say that we haven't started drawing, we set the units. I'm gonna start setting limits to see what is the difference between limit or the other methods in zooming. Now, I'm gonna start limits. Remember, limits, it's optional. You don't like it, don't do it. Now, I said I'm gonna give you the coordinate. So it's supposed to be -10, sorry, here. It should be -10 here. -10, -10. So I'm writing -10, -10. Both of them should be minus. I made a mistake in the limits. And then the other one, 100, 100. Now after that we said Z. We can zoom all. So zoom all. We can use this little icon here, zoom all. It's gonna bring the limit to the screen. Now if I start, we can click on line. I can type 0, 0, hit enter, then hashtag 0, 75, hit enter. Look, I can see what I'm drawing. Why? Because I use limit, and the limit basically brings a small area that the drawing will fit into the area. This is the idea of a limit. We said that even without limit I could see it. Yes, I drew something, then I zoom in, I start, and I continue the drawing afterward. So which one you prefer? The three methods that I explained to you, whatever you want it doesn't matter. But remember, limits always be given. I needed to learn the other methods. Why? Because limit, it's only for this course, because I don't want any student to have a problem with the screen. But afterward, when someone is giving you a drawing, there is no limit. You can set the limit for yourself, an area larger than the drawing that you have it. It's okay. Or you can use the zoom in, zoom out. For example, if this is not seen, you can just simply zoom in. Or if it's too big, for example, you have to zoom out. You can simply zoom out with the wheel, and then adjust this one by pressing the wheel with pan. Then you can continue the rest of the drawing. Now let's continue because sometimes we made mistakes while typing. So I'm gonna go hashtag, let's say 1575, then hashtag, like I'm not using the mouse, 1545. What I'm doing, I'm following the line 0, 075, 1575, 1545, 4545, 4575. I'll go like this, follow the line till I'll come back to the first starting point. So even the mouse, wherever it is, make sure it's in the middle of the area. Then hashtag 45, 45. Let's do a mistake. Let's say I put something, and instead of writing 4575, I wrote 75, and I realized that it's not supposed to be 75, it should be 45. So what I have to do, if I press escape, there is one way, like pressing escape one way, Control Z another way. Now Control Z, it's gonna delete the line even before. You realize that? Control Y, oops, sorry. Let me draw the line again. This line is totally fine. Hashtag 45, 45. This was alright. But when we came here, we made a mistake. Yes, hashtag, I wrote 75, then I realized that it's not supposed to be 75. Now if I Control Z, what does Control Z will do? Will even delete one line before. Well, I don't like this one, yes? So the previous line is totally fine. So Control Z here is not good. You made a mistake here, just simply press escape. This is two ways to do it. Whether Control Z, but remember Control Z will even delete the one line before. Escape, it just simply deactivated the rest of the drawing that you drew with so far. They're okay. Just press escape. Now I have to start. Some student, they press escape and they hashtag, they write hashtag 4545. But what is it? You haven't activated anything. So you cannot simply input the coordinate. When you press escape, what will happen? You deactivate line. Nothing is active. So you have to, again, whether click on line, on the line, I mean not online, I mean on the line, I mean it seems like to be online, or you can just simply type L, hit enter. It means you have to reactivate line and then continue your drawing. Now, in order to continue with that point, we have two methods. One, to type the coordinate of this point here, which is 45, 45, so 45, 45 without hashtag, because it's the first point. I mean, we're gonna start with the same point. This is one way. Let me press escape. I will activate line again. We have another way to do it. We can start at this point. Now, if you remember, we said in the beginning of the drawing, we make sure that the grid line is okay. This is the dynamic input is on, and we said that make sure the object snap is on. Now, if object snap is off, I cannot simply click at this point. I instead of typing 45, 45, I can click at this point. But if you're gonna use click, for example, I want to click exactly at that point. Yes, do not use I. Do not use I to say, okay, this is exactly the point I'm gonna click. No, you have to see a green square. When you see that green square, then you can click. Now, who is responsible to see that green square? This is object snap. We're gonna talk about object snap in detail, but in the beginning, make sure this is on. Look, if it is on, I'm not sure if you can see on the screen. When as soon as I come close to the point, I will see a square, a green square that I can click there. I mean, for sure, it's exactly at 45, 45. This is two ways, so which we prefer doesn't matter. Sometimes you don't have coordinate. Sometimes you don't have coordinate. Let me just make this one a bit big to the full screen. Sometimes you don't have coordinate, so you have to use this method. So you click on the line, and then you have to make sure that you see that green, and then you can just simply click there. Look, I'm gonna click if without this object snap. Like if I use I don't know how much I can be precise. Yes, like let's say I'm gonna just simply click at this point. Well, it seems to be alright. Yes, seems to be alright. Let's say type hashtag, that coordinate was 45,75. I'm just gonna show you something. Let's say press escape. Look, seems to be okay. Yes, let's zoom. I'm gonna zoom toward this point. Look at it. I mean, I used I, yes, but you cannot rely on your eye in engineering drawing, remember. So look at this gap. Look at this gap. Why it's happened? Yes, the fire is totally fine. Yes, it's connected. Seems to be connected, but it's not connected. So remember, never use your eye or rely on your eye to connect, to start at a point. So rely on object snap. This is one of the problems that I've seen with many students, that they don't know the benefit of object snap. So we said that in the beginning, make sure object snap is open. Why? Because later we can explain them in detail. So activate line. If I don't see any green things, I know that who is responsible, object snap. I'll click on object snap. Then if I simply come close to the point, I can see the green square. I can just simply click there. Now I continue. Well, if you have the coordinate, as we have it here, we may not even need object snap. Why? I can activate line and I can simply type 45,45. It directly goes to that point. For sure, they are connected. Then we're gonna continue hashtag 45,75. And let's say we do another mistake. Let's continue a little further. Hashtag 6075. Now let's do another mistake. This mistake, I realized I made a mistake after hitting enter. Look, the mistake that I showed to you, this type of mistake, that you while typing you haven't draw anything, that's you pressing escape. But if you made a mistake while drawing, let's say I wrote 60, comma, and instead of 0 I wrote 10. I hit enter, then I realized that there is a mistake. I mean, look, it's something a mistake, yes. Now here I can use Control Z. I can use Control Z because this line was a mistake. It will bring it back. Do not press escape here. Why? Because pressing escape, you have to reactivate line and then come back. So the easy way to manage this mistake in line, let's say I wrote hashtag, I wrote 75, for example, instead of 60, I have to write 60, yes. Let's say I wrote 80, and I will type the other one, 0, hit enter, it comes here, it's a mistake, yes. Look, I hit enter, it's a mistake, Control Z, line is active, it's the same location. So this is the best way to manage your drawing. When you made a mistake, okay, hit enter, it's okay. In the line, when you're drawing line, hit enter, then press Control Z to delete that drawn line. So we write hashtag, we make mistake, another mistake, let's say 60, 0, then hashtag, I'll write 55, look at the mistake, yes, like I made a mistake. I hit enter, it's okay. No need to press escape, Control Z. Even if I draw, look, I click, sometimes by mistake we hit the click, yes, it happens. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. So I'm going to continue. I'm in the right place, yes, I have to go to 45.0, so hashtag 45, 0. Look, it comes there, then hashtag 45, 30, then hashtag 15, 30, then hashtag 15, 0, then hashtag, to come back to the starting point, 0, 0. Hit enter. The last, in order to deactivate line, press escape. Now here we revise two things. One, how to use this hashtag in the absolute coordinate system. There are two other things that while you're making mistake, there is two way. When you realized while typing, I mean, if you don't want to continue, you can press escape and you have to reactivate line and start with the last point you finished, then continue. The other way, that the easiest one, when you made a mistake, it's okay, accept the mistake, hit the enter. The line will be drawn by mistake, but you can simply just take one step back by using Control Z on your keyboard, which is the easiest way. That line will not be deactivated by Control Z. Line is still active. You just simply delete one line and you continue with the place you were stopped. Now, this is one way of drawing line. It's not the best way, but you have to understand how to deal with coordinate system. Remember, when you're having a coordinate system, sometimes not every part of the body is coordinate, maybe some part of the body is coordinate. So when it's come to coordinate, you have to use those hashtag in order to go to exactly the coordinate system. We will have some practice, don't worry, in order to join all of the methods, but we have to follow the other methods of drawing line, then we can practice much more. Now for this video that will be enough. In the next video we're gonna start with different methods in drawing line. So we have three more methods, so we're gonna cover the other methods in order to be able to draw many more shapes. Thanks for listening.